Our first story begins with a young woman named Ashley, a 25-year-old nurse living in Florida. She worked long hours, often leaving the hospital late at night. Like most people, she was used to the occasional strange feeling of being watched, especially in dark parking lots. But one night, something felt different. As she walked to her car after a long shift, she noticed a black SUV parked a few rows behind her. The lights were off, but she could sense someone sitting inside. She brushed it off and drove home. The next morning, her iPhone buzzed with a strange notification. It read, "AirTag detected near you. This AirTag has been moving with you for a while." Confused, Ashley opened the alert. The map showed a red line following her entire route from the hospital to her home. Her heart dropped. Someone had been tracking her. She searched her car frantically, checking under the seats, in the glove box, under the car, everywhere. Finally, near the back wheel well, taped with black electrical tape, she found a small silver disc, an Apple AirTag. Someone had hidden it there, right where she would never notice. The realization hit her like a wave. The person in that SUV had attached the AirTag to her car, tracking every move she made. Ashley went to the police. They told her that unless she could prove who placed it there wasn't much they could do. Even worse, they explained that these devices are hard to trace because they're registered anonymously. Days later, she started noticing that SUV again. It would appear randomly at the grocery store, near her gym, parked across her apartment. She started sleeping with her lights on, constantly checking her phone for new tracking alerts. One night, she woke up to a sound outside. Peering through her blinds, she saw that same SUV idling across the street. She screamed and called the police, but by the time they arrived, it was gone. The officers told her to stay with family until things calmed down, but how could she relax, knowing someone had gone through such lengths to stalk her? The scariest part is that she never found out who did it. The AirTag was real, the tracking was real, the fear never left her. To this day, she doesn't park in the same spot twice and always checks her car before driving. What was supposed to be a helpful gadget became a silent weapon of terror. Our second story happened to a man named Jake, a college student from Texas. He loved cars, fixing them, upgrading them, racing them. His pride and joy was his silver Dodge Charger. One night, after hanging out at a car meet with friends, Jake noticed something strange. His phone lit up with the same kind of warning: "An AirTag is moving with you." He thought maybe one of his friends accidentally left theirs in his car. But when he checked, nothing. The next day, he went to campus and found a new message on his phone. The same AirTag was still tracking him. Now he started to worry. Someone was following his every move. He decided to use the AirTag's location feature to see where it last pinged. It led him straight back to the parking lot from the car meet. Someone there must have placed it. He tore his car apart trying to find it. Under seats, inside the trunk, under the bumper, nothing. Hours passed before he noticed a small magnetic box under the chassis near the rear tire. Inside was the AirTag. He immediately felt a cold chill run through him. Whoever did this knew cars. They knew exactly where to place it so it wouldn't be seen or fall off. He took it to the police, and they told him this was becoming more common: thieves using AirTags to track high-end vehicles, waiting until the owner parked somewhere quiet, then stealing the car. Jake decided to test it. He left the AirTag in the same spot but parked in a public lot with cameras. That night, around 2 a.m., motion alerts from the cameras went off. Two masked men approached his car, trying to unlock it with a device. But as soon as they realized they were being recorded, they ran. The police reviewed the footage, but the thieves were never caught. Jake later found out that several other car owners from that meet had similar experiences: AirTags stuck under their bumpers, magnets attached near the license plates. Jake's story spread quickly around campus. What started as a harmless car hobby turned into a wake-up call for everyone. He started warning people to always check their cars, to take those notifications seriously, because in his case, the AirTag wasn't just about stalking, it was about theft, and it could have cost him everything. The small device designed to help find lost things had become a tool for criminals to find their next target. Now, our third and final story takes this horror to a darker, more personal level. This one happened to a woman named Rebecca from California. She had recently gone through a difficult breakup with her ex-boyfriend, Mark. Things had ended badly: arguments, accusations, and eventually a restraining order. But even after the breakup, she always felt like he was still around. She would come home to small things moved in her apartment, messages appearing on her phone saying things like, "I know where you are," or "nice dress today." It was enough to make anyone paranoid. One afternoon, as she was driving home from work, her iPhone buzzed with an alert. "Unknown AirTag detected near you." Her stomach twisted. She pulled over and started searching her car. At first, she didn't find anything. Then, under her passenger seat, taped inside a small black pouch, she found another AirTag. Her hands shook as she removed it. She immediately went to the police, who traced the serial number. It was registered to Mark. He had been following her for weeks, knowing every place she visited. The restraining order meant nothing because the AirTag did all the watching for him. When police arrested him, they found multiple AirTags in his apartment, all labeled with names like Rebecca Carr, work, and home. He had been using them to map out her entire life. Rebecca moved to another city after that, terrified to stay where he could find her. Even though he was arrested, the fear stayed. Every time her phone buzzed, her heart would race. Every little sound made her feel like someone was still watching her. It's easy to forget how small and silent technology can become a weapon in the wrong hands. For Rebecca, it was a reminder that evil doesn't always knock on your door. Sometimes it tracks you from miles away. These three stories might sound like isolated incidents, but they're not. Reports of people being stalked, tracked, and hunted using AirTags have grown rapidly. Apple has tried to fix the problem by adding notifications, sounds, and alerts. But the truth is, not everyone gets those warnings in time. Some phones don't alert immediately. Some stalkers disable the sounds before hiding the device. And sometimes people don't even know what to look for until it's too late. Think about how terrifying it must be to know that someone could track your every step, your home, your work, your favorite places, all from a coin-sized device that costs less than $30. It's a chilling example of how technology meant to help can easily turn against us. Every day, new stories surface online. Women finding AirTags in their bags after concerts, people discovering them hidden in cars after traveling, parents finding them in their kids' backpacks placed by strangers. It's becoming a modern horror, one that doesn't need monsters or ghosts, just obsession and a bit of tech knowledge. Ashley's story reminds us how helpless we can feel when someone's watching from the shadows. She did everything right, went to the police, checked her car, changed her routines, yet the fear never left. The idea that someone was close enough to touch her car, to plan where to hide that tracker, still haunts her. Jake's experience shows how quickly curiosity and convenience can lead to danger. A single AirTag could have cost him his car. Thieves are evolving, finding new ways to use technology for crime. It's not just stalking, it's organized, calculated, and disturbingly smart. And Rebecca's story is the darkest of all, proof that love turned to obsession can cross terrifying boundaries. Her ex didn't need to break into her house or follow her physically. The AirTag did all the work. He was with her silently every time she got into her car, every place she stopped, every night she slept. That's not just stalking, that's psychological torture. If you've ever used an AirTag, this might make you think twice. Maybe you bought it to keep track of your bag or your dog or your keys. But the truth is, the same device that helps you find what's lost can also help someone find you. And that's the real horror here, how easily the line between safety and danger can blur. Apple continues to release updates to make AirTags safer, warning notifications, pairing alerts, and sound features to help people locate unknown devices. But criminals adapt fast. Some wrap them in tape to muffle the sound or disable the speakers entirely. The technology is advancing, but so are those who misuse it. We live in a world where privacy is becoming harder to protect, and that's what makes these stories so disturbing. They're not from movies or urban legends, they're happening right now. Imagine walking to your car and feeling like something is wrong. You can't see it, you can't hear it, but something's there watching, following, recording your every move. That's what Ashley felt that night. That's what Rebecca lived with for months, and that's what Jake discovered just in time. Technology has given us power, but it's also given power to those who want to harm. There's a saying that the scariest monsters are the ones you can't see. Maybe now they don't hide in dark alleys or haunted houses. Maybe they hide in the code of a tiny white tracker, quietly following, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. So if you ever see that alert on your phone and AirTag is moving with you, don't ignore it. Check your car, your bag, your surroundings. Take it seriously, because as these stories show, sometimes the danger isn't a stranger standing in the shadows. It's a silent device right beside you, whispering your location to someone who shouldn't know it. The world is full of unseen eyes, invisible watchers, and digital predators. And these 3 stories are reminders that real horror doesn't always come from ghosts or demons. Sometimes it's designed, packaged, and sold in stores. Sometimes it looks innocent until it's not. Technology has changed what it means to be safe. We're connected to everything: our homes, our cars, our phones, but that connection is a double-edged sword. For every helpful invention, there's someone waiting to twist it into something sinister. AirTags are proof of that, and as long as they exist, stories like Ashley's, Jake's, and Rebecca's will keep happening. Stay alert, stay aware, because in the age of smart devices, it's not just about who's near you, it's about who's tracking you, and that's a kind of fear you can't outrun. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, remember to stay safe and trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. There's nothing scarier than realizing you're being followed not by a person you can see, but by technology you can't. And that's the world we live in now, where horror doesn't just hide in the dark, it hides in plain sight.